All right, guys, today we're going to be graphing quadratic equations. The first half of the day, we're going to learn how to graph quadratics in standard form, which looks like this. The second half, we'll talk about how to graph them in vertex form. The first thing that you want to do is you want to find the x-coordinate of your vertex. And that can be done using this little formula, which I shared with you guys a while back, negative b over 2a. Now, for our particular problem we're looking at, b is the number that is in front of the x, so that would be a 2. A is the number that's in front of the x squared, and since there's not a number there, we can assume it's a 1, so it's a negative 1. We're left with negative 2 over negative 2, which is 1. The next thing we're going to do after that is we're going to find the y-coordinate of our vertex. The way that you do that is by plugging in the x value that we got from the last step. So I'm going to take my equation, y equals negative x squared plus 2x minus 5, and I'm going to plug in 1 and simplify it. So when you do this, it's important to be careful and always do the power first. So 1 to the second power is 1, and the negative in the front just stays there. 2 times 1 is 2. And then combining all these together, negative 1 plus 2 is 1. Take away 5 is negative 4. So the next thing you want to do after that is graph your vertex. We found the x value, which was 1, and we found the y value, which was negative 4. So I'm going to graph that over 1 down 4, and that's basically going to be the tip of my parabola. Something else you can do, the next part to get the rest of your parabola is to look at your a value. If you have a positive a, you have a happy face. If you have a negative a, you have a sad face. So in our case, the a value, the number in front of the x squared, is negative 1. So for us, it's the sad face. So I'm going to draw a sad face parabola. And there you have it. So that's how you'll be graphing them. Now, something else you can do, although it's not 100% necessary, but it might help on a multiple choice test just to kind of narrow some options down, is to remember what your y-intercept is as well. A y-intercept is what you get when you plug your 0 in for x and find out what y equals. But if you do that on a standard form equation, everything goes away except for the last number, because that's the only one that doesn't have an x. So your y-intercept will always be y equals c. Okay? So on ours, it's y equals negative 5. And so it should be hitting the x-axis at negative 5. So you can also find your y-intercept to kind of narrow down your options. Okay? But that's how you graph quadratic in standard form. You got a couple problems there that are like that, so I would encourage you to pause the video here. We don't have long today because it's a flex day. I would say take like maybe 10 minutes, do as many of these as you can, then resume the video. Okay, for set 2, we're going to review how to graph quadratics in vertex form. When you're trying to graph a quadratic in vertex form, which looks like this, these numbers here are what make up your vertex. Much easier than standard form. The a, once again, just tells you if it goes up or down. Pretty chill. No big whoop. So I'll do one for you and I'll let you guys do the rest. So my vertex here is going to be this number, but you always do the opposite of that number, right? and this number here. So it's going to be left 4, up 1. The A is the number in front of the parentheses. In this case, I don't have one, so we can assume that that is a 1. And that means that it's a happy face because it's a positive number. And that's it. That's how you graph in the vertex form. So I'll let you guys knock out the rest, and whatever you guys don't get done in class would be homework. Okay? We'll see you guys tomorrow.